In today's story, we, the viewing audience, find ourselves contemplating one very important but very simple question. Why does every character in the show devolve into BDSM in one form or another? You could have chosen literally any other design for a robot dog.
Funny.
Get ready to squabble like brothers who never shut up, all my fellow and feature outlaws. This is Card Game vs. Humanity, and I am the NKK. Finally back with a recap that I know you all missed and loved. I had fun at Collecticon, but if I'm being honest, I missed making fun of all the stupid crap that happens on this show. So if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, hit up the Patreon, or become a member of the channel if you want to support me. Leave a comment telling me if by the end of this episode you find yourself thinking, Noah's clearly the bad guy, but after everything Seto just said, he's not really the good guy, is he? Just like a good guy, Noah's Deckmaster begins saving all of Kaiba's monsters from the giant flood by bringing them all aboard his ship instead of going to the graveyard like such a swell fellow. I'm sure nothing bad will come of that.
Let's just say I'm collecting passengers, shall we?
Yes, and let's all just pretend that's not exactly what the Titanic would say if it had a big mouth and could actually talk. Noah seemingly left himself wide open after using one of the most broken magic cards ever conceived of. Seriously, it's been 2 weeks and I'm still not over it. Luckily, Seto is just pissed off enough to top deck into Spear Dragon, probably one of the best monsters he could have possibly gotten in this moment, honestly. Unfortunately for Kaiba, though, Noah can protect himself with the monsters inside his ship because he made them all sign contracts before coming on aboard. By being removed from play and never actually mentioning it or mentioning, like, where they go after they're used. Like, do they go back to the graveyard? Are they just banished face down? Do you get to just keep using it over and over again? Just, you know, so many questions like usual. Seto destroys his own vampire lord that looks way too happy to be taking that attack from Spear Dragon. Or Noah's Ark starts to rise high into the air, causing the water from the magic card that apparently lasted 3 full turns to finally dry up. Without warning, the environment changes all around them, now surrounded by a thick jungle, and oh wait, hey, there's a giant wreck. Noah then does his best impression of an older brother having a conversation with his younger sibling after convincing his parents that he wasn't the one that accidentally broke that mirror in the living room.
What? Are you feeling frustrated? Because now you realize that I'm more intelligent than you.
Remember how Noah said his brain is inside that sphere up there? When it was digitized, something unexpected happened. His brainwaves became more powerful because we as human writers have no better way to describe the physical process behind this.
I learned the answers to mankind's greatest secret.
Oh really? All of humanity's greatest questions. Is there alien life? What is consciousness? How does a black hole work? Grand unified theory, maybe? All of that information, but you still couldn't get yourself out of a computer program. I'm starting to notice some errors with your logic here.
Something was still missing. A thing I was never able to achieve as a human. My father's trust.
Hey, wait, guys, guess who I am?
Sup, guys? I have green hair. Please love me, Daddy.
Noah talks for so damn long that I forget we were even in a duel. So long that Kaiba's only response is to call him nothing more than a spoiled little princess, a bitch with a $1 billion brain and a 2-cent attitude. He was handed everything in life while Seto was forced to work hard for every step he ever had to take. Although some would argue that being given $10 million at the age of 16 just to fuck over some small loving company would be a bit of a counterpoint. Claiming to think that Noah must be absolutely nuts for winning a single game of Duel Monsters be enough to determine who gets to be the president of Kaiba Corp. Considering this is a show where you're constantly having duels over the fate of your life, your soul, and just your existence in general, that means Kaiba must think that his company is more precious than his own life, and it's more insane to try and take that away from him instead of just risking his life over a duel. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think you're insane for trapping me in a virtual computer program and forcing me to duel you, just to prove to your daddy that you're not the failure he thinks you are.
Not only is that the most single brutally truthful line spoken in the entire show up until this point, it's almost exactly the kind of thing I would have said about 15 episodes ago, because apparently it took everyone this long to call out how fucking insane it is that this little kid came out of nowhere and interrupted the series. During all this causes Noah to have flashbacks of that time that he woke up really scared thinking that he had been in a horrible accident. Luckily, his father was there behind this glass wall to tell him everything is a-okay and he's definitely just not a computer program now. His body was completely gone despite us not actually explaining anything about how or why that happened yet. And with his medical staff unable to help him, naturally like a good company owner turned to his coders and programmers, so naturally they were able to figure out an answer in about an hour. Fortunately, the MMORPG he created for his son was just full of NPCs with shitty dialogue made from Zelda 2 style text lines. Full of tons of glitches, repeating dialogue, and just it needed a patch update badly.
Happy birthday, son. I trust you enjoyed your trip to Mars.
Oh, sorry, I must have mixed up the real clip with this one of Elon Musk talking to his son that he secretly hates. After a while, though, Noah started to notice a difference in his father's attitude because he was definitely such a nice guy before. Doing his best to show off his vast skills and knowledge of the internet by reprogramming his dog Sam into a robot dog, even though that's like a high-level BDSM GIMP outfit that required deep, dark knowledge of the internet, how to even make one. The first time ever, his father was impressed enough to run the company. let's talk about that later, even though you're a computer program and have no real sense of time. I'm too busy raising this new child that showed up playing chess, claiming that he smelled a lot of money.
My father began to visit less and less until finally he chose to ignore me completely.
I hear that. Little pretty much ignores all the sad parts about his story and gave up on you because you're just a spoiled brat that he 100% caused in the first place. Doesn't matter if you're the smartest kid in the world when you're so dumb that you can't even learn not to play in traffic. Father Kaiba knew I was the best man for the job and also knew you were better off inside of a sphere isolated inside of the virtual world. Definitely isn't a roundabout dickhead way to say that you deserve to get hit by a car and basically die. Why do you think Father Kaiba created this shitty MMORPG for you? You were clearly in the way, as in you were just his actual son and got hit by a car and died, unfortunately. I don't know if I'd constitute that as being in the way, but like, Seto's really not the good guy here too, is he? Also, weren't we having a duel? They've been bickering back and forth for so long that I can't remember if there's been more than one turn. Okuba's still on the fucking couch watching TV, so basically your typical 13-year-old kid. Watching finally Kaiba take his turn in this duel that I forgot was a duel. Drawing Pot agreed he does the unthinkable by explaining it thoroughly and saying that it actually allows him to draw 2 more cards. I can't be 100% sure that this is actually what the card does, but by this point I'm just happy they're actually playing a frickin' card game. Kaiba activates his Deckmaster ability, allowing him to summon a high-powered monster with no tribute and apparently no cost either. I like that. He brings Different Dimension Dragon to the field, a 5-star monster, before laying 3 back row and ending his turn. Noah's up next, and I'm sure the card he will draw won't be overpowered at all.
So I activate the magic card's Deepest Impact! You may be wondering why I used my Deepest Impact magic card to wipe out all monsters on the field and cut both of our life points in half.
What the fuck, dude? Seto better watch out because Noah's about to summon what he claims is the most powerful creature of the Ice Age. The last Tusk Mammoth with a whopping 800 attack points. Clearly, Kaiba's never seen a creature quite like this before. Seriously, they make a big deal out of this thing like it's actually intimidating or something.
Oh man, that's nuts!
Joey, it's literally 800 attack. 800. I don't understand the last 60 seconds I just watched. Kaiba brings Different Dimension Dragon back to the field instead of just not being destroyed like the card says so. Everyone makes a big deal out of this attack that Noah seems to be making on a stronger monster because no one's seen a move played for 15 turns and they're just generally excited. Yugi seemingly being the only one who knows its effect that when it's destroyed, both players lose life points equal to its attack points, which would cause Seto to lose immediately. Luckily, Kaiba has 3 frickin' back row that I guess no one paid attention to, using Ring of Destruction to destroy the monster and using Ring of Defense to save himself. Back to Seto's turn, he decides it's a good idea to dump his entire hand to summon a fusion monster known as Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. A card that looks absolutely nothing like its TCG counterpart. Backing it up with a card known as Dragon's Rage, a card that allows you to inflict piercing damage anytime you attack your opponent's monsters with a series of dragons on your side of the field. All of a sudden, Mokuba is special summoned to the field when Noah is targeted for a direct attack, ending the battle phase and leaving Kaiba with a difficult choice to make. Anytime he's destroyed in battle by a family member, they must sign over all their company stock over to him after the duel is complete. The episode ends with... Well, that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course, a shout out to all my channel members and patrons. If any of you are wondering what the hell is wrong with that face right there, I'm kind of right there with you. What the fuck is that? Ew, gross. Yuck. Oh my god, get it out. Yuck. This has been the man from Earth with all the girls, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled at least 2 to 3 episodes a week next week. You know I got you. Later. Look, is it back to the graveyard? Are they Fanta? Don't you wanna, Fanta? He was handed everything in life. Look, Kaiba's. Noah seemingly left himself wide appetite. I do love appetizers.